Welcome to this 30-minute mobility flow. Begin on your back, and you can keep your knees bent. Relax the face, the jaw, the shoulders, the elbows, the wrist, the hands. Relax the hip creases, soften the knees and the ankles and toes. And just begin to gently connect in with your breath. Nice soft inhale through the nose and exhale out through the nose. Take a deep breath in, stretch your arms and legs long, and take a deep breath out. Place your hands by your side and begin to draw your right knee into your chest, grabbing the back of the leg. Pull the knee as close to your chest as you feel comfortable, and leading with your toes, point your leg up towards the sky, but keep your knee soft, and then flex your heel and pull your heel towards your glute. Point toes up and lift towards the sky, and then flex the heel, pull towards the glute. We'll do 3 more at your own pace, but not slamming the hamstring straight, just beginning to open up the back of the leg gently. We'll take 1 more, and then pull the heel back towards your glute. And then we're going to roll all the way onto your left side and stretch your arms in line with your shoulder joints. And we're going to place our right hand on top of the left. And we're going to try to keep our right hand touching the ground this whole time, but we're going to take an open book by sweeping our hand up over our head and then rolling out so that our arms are in a T shape, and try to look to your right palm. And then circle the hand all the way back over your head and meet the left hand. And we're going to do 5 of these as well. So number 2 here, looking over to the right hand, and then sweep the hand up and over your head and back on top of the left palm. Again, sweep open, take a deep breath in, feel the chest open and expand, and then circle back to your left side. 2 more at your own pace. And then on this last one, we're going to place our right hand on top of our left. And then we're going to start to make our way onto our stomach, but keeping that right knee kind of hiked up into a 90-degree angle so that the knee is in line with the hip and the knee is also in line with the right ankle. Begin to come down onto your chest, maybe even lower your forehead to the mat. Hands come by your rib cage, squeeze your elbows in, and we're going to start to lift your right foot off the ground as much as you can for a little internal rotation of your right hip. We're going to take 5 of these at your own pace. Good. And last one, lower that right heel to the mat, squeeze your elbows in, and begin to lift your chest into a low cobra. Wave back down. Now, this is up to you how high you go in this back bend. I feel pretty good here, so I'm going to come up a little bit higher and wave back down. Take 1 more at your own pace. Gather up your core, squeeze your elbows in, try to lift your hips and your chest and your head all at the same time, and come up into like a little plank, and then extend your right leg straight back. You're going to take your right knee and cross it over the bend of your left knee and try to sit back into a puppy pose by stretching your hands out longer and lowering your forehead towards the mat. So our right leg is kind of nuzzled in behind the left leg, and you'll feel this maybe a little bit more in the glutes. Take 5 breaths here at your own pace. And then when you're ready, we'll slide the hands back just a little bit and begin to kick that right leg back out, and then try to tap your right knee towards your right tricep. Extend your leg and then cross that right leg over behind the left knee and sit back. Tap that right knee to right tricep, and then cross that right knee behind the left and sit back, and really start to feel the glutes opening. 1 more time, tap right knee to right tricep, and then cross that right knee behind left. And this time we're going to step our right foot to the pinky toe edge of our right hand. Sink your hips a little bit lower, and you may choose to use blocks under your hands here if you need it. And we're just going to start to rock right and left, taking about 5 rocks side to side, Just beginning to gently open the hips. Maybe even roll to that pinky toe edge of your right foot a little if that feels okay. And then we're going to tuck your left toes, lift your back knee up, keep your left hand to the floor of the block and reach your right hand up to the sky. Square your hips so that you really feel this on the outer edge of your right thigh. If that right shoulder is pretty tender, you can take your right hand to your waist if reaching up to the sky doesn't feel good. Circle your right hand to the outer edge of your right foot and step your left foot up a little bit higher, and then step your right foot back so that we're only about a foot apart from each other. Hands could be on blocks, but just start to rock into your front foot and then to your back foot. Rock front foot and back foot. And you can make this as big or as small as you want. Really listen to your hamstrings and your back. And we'll take one more and then begin to shift the weight to the front foot. So hands to the floor of the block. Think about really extending through your back body. More weight on the right foot as you draw your left heel up towards the sky. Keep your chest long and think about really pulling your whole back up towards the sky. So we don't want to round the upper back, and we can keep that right knee as bent as we need to. Step the left foot back to the mat and step your right foot back to the mat. Spread your fingers wide and find your first downward facing dog. Making sure that our back isn't super rounded here. So if you feel like your back is really curled up, bend your knees a little bit deeper to let your back and spine just melt down. From there, begin to bend one knee and the other, just kind of pedaling in place and feeling your Achilles tendon and your gastroc, your calf muscles really stretching out. Connect in with your breath. Bend your right knee a little bit deeper and then cross your right foot over your left foot so that your right leg is slightly in front of the left, and spin your heels towards the right side of your mat. Softly sink your hips all the way down and come to easy seat. Grab the backs of your legs and one vertebra at a time, roll all the way back onto your back. We're going to repeat the same sequence on the opposite side. So on your next breath in, take a nice elongation of the body, stretch your hands and toes long. Place your hands by your side and pull your left knee towards your chest. Grab the back of the left leg and then leading with your toes, lift your foot up towards the sky and then flex your heel and pull it towards your glute. Lift your toes and then bend the knee, pull the heel towards the glute. 3 more at your own pace, remembering not to overstretch, just finding a nice mobile fluid stretch of the back of the leg. And on this last one, we're going to pull the knee towards our chest and then gently roll to the right side of your body. And kind of having that left knee hiked up just a little bit. Take your time getting to this position. Your left hand and right hand are on top of each other and your hands are outstretched in line with that shoulder. Keep your left hand trying to touch the ground as much as you can and circle that arm open so that your arms are in a T shape. And then circle that hand back over to meet the right palm. Again, reaching that hand over your head, circle open the chest, and then sweep the hand back overhead. And we're going to take 3 more at your own pace. Maybe finding an inhale as the palms come all the way apart from each other, and an exhale as the palms meet each other again. If you ever find that trying to connect your breath with your movements makes you very anxious or lightheaded, just relax. It's not a big deal. It's just something to focus on if you need to. Good. And then from here, we're going to start to roll onto our stomachs. So keeping that left knee in line with the left hip, and then your left heel down in line with your left knee. Place your hands on either edge of your rib cage and start to lift your left foot up and down, finding internal rotation of the left hip. We're going to take 5 of these in total. And your foot might not lift up as much as mine does, and it may go even farther. So meet yourself wherever you're at today. Squeeze your elbows in towards one another, lift into a low cobra to test the waters. And then if you feel ready, you can go maybe just a little bit higher. And then on this last one, finding your fullest expression. and coming all the way back down. From here, gather up your core, kind of tuck your tailbone underneath you. Everything lifts together as you stretch your left leg straight back, and then nuzzle it in behind that right knee and sink back into a puppy pose. Stretch your hands long and draw your forehead towards the mat. Easy stretch, breathe 3 to 5 breaths in and out here. And then we'll begin to lift our head, walk our hands back a full handprint, and stretch your left leg straight back out. Take your left knee and attempt to tap the left tricep. Stretch that leg back out long, and then again cross it on top of the right leg and sit back a little bit for a glute stretch. Kick that leg back out straight and tap that left knee to left tricep, and then sit back as the legs cross behind you. And we'll take one more, tapping the upper left arm bone and then sitting back into this little glute stretch. And from here, using the strength of your core, step your left foot to the pinky toe edge of your left hand. Sink the hips down just a little bit and begin to rock side to side. And you may choose to use your blocks here underneath your hands for a little assist. Just moving nice and fluidly. We'll begin to tuck the toes, lift the back knee up, keep your right hand grounded somewhere on a block or the floor, and reach your left hand high to the sky or on your waist. Square your hips and begin just to feel that deep stretch on the left outer hip. Try to find that length in the low back and circle your left hand to the mat. Step your right foot up a little bit and step your left foot back so that our feet are about a foot apart. Hands could always be at a block if you need it. And that left knee can be super bent. We're going to start to rock forward and back. And you can see my toes are kind of lifting up. If that feels way too aggressive, especially if you have sciatic nerve pain, definitely don't pull the toes up. Just ease into it. Still the feet after 5 rocks. Wave your back out long. Guide the right heel up towards the sky. Hands to the floor or block. Left knee is very bent, but prioritize the spine. So we don't want our back to be hunched over. We want to find length through the low back. And we adjust our legs to do so. Softly sink your right foot to the earth. Ground into your palms. Step your left foot back and meet in downward facing dog. Bend the knees as much as you need to find a relaxed spine, and bend the right knee and then the left knee. Bend right knee and then the left knee. And one more time on the right, and then stay bent on the left, and we're going to start to cross our left leg on top of the right in downward facing dog. And from here, we're going to think about spinning our heels towards the left side. So wherever your left hand is, spin your heels to that side of the mat. And then start to slowly sink your hips down and come to easy seat. And here we've met in this little infinity flow. Maybe hands don't grab the backs of the legs. You use the strength of the core. Lower yourself down. Stretch your body out long, arms overhead, toes extend. Palms down beside you. Draw your right knee into chest. Lift your right foot up high to the sky. Pull your heel down. So moving a little bit faster, taking 3 to 5 of these at your own pace. Maybe one more here. Coming down, and then gently roll to the left side of your body. Hands come on top of each other, hands in line with the shoulders. 3 open books here. Open your chest. Circle the hand back around. 2 more at your own pace. Good. And on this last one, we're going to place the hands on top of each other for just a moment. And then make your way onto your stomach. Take your time. Make sure that knee is in line with your hip and your ankle is in line with knee. Hands beside you at your rib cage. Pull your right foot up 3 times. 2, and 3. And then we're going to take 3 cobra waves. Lift your chest up a little bit or a lot, and then exhale, wave back down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, softly sink. One more. Inhale, rise. And exhale, softly sink. Gather up your core, lift up into modified planks. Sweep your right foot straight back. Cross the right knee over the left and sit back into a puppy pose. Just taking a breath or two here. And we'll begin to lift our gaze, walk our hands back, a full handprint. Tap our right knee to upper right arm bone, and then extend that leg back behind you, cross over left and sit back just a little bit. Tap the right tricep, and then cross leg behind you, sit back just a little bit. One more tap tricep, cross leg behind you, and sit back. And then step that right foot to the pinky toe edge of the right hand. Tuck the back toes. Go ahead and lift the back knee up and reach your right hand up high to the sky. We're going to start to spin to the pinky toe edges of our feet just a little bit and play around with that movement, and then come back to that revolved lunge. Roll to pinky toe edges of the feet, maybe hand at the waist if we need it, and then back to that lunge. And then one more time, roll to pinky toe edges of the feet, feeling this a little bit more in the outer hips, and then back to that lunge. Circle your right hand down, step your left foot up, and then step your right foot back. Rock forward and back. Rock forward and back. One more time, rock forward and back. Weight comes to the right foot. Kick your left heel up. Find like a supported warrior 3. Take one more breath in and step your left foot back. And then step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Bend the left knee and then the right knee. Bend the left knee, then the right knee. And then bend left knee and keep the right knee bent here as you cross your right leg on top of your left. Wherever your right hand is, spin your heels towards that side of your mat. Weight comes more to the right hand as you sit all the way down into easy seat. Hands can support behind the legs, or no hands. Use the strength of the core to roll you down onto your back. On a breath in, stretch your arms overhead long, stretch your toes out long, and then place your hands by your side. Draw your left knee into your chest. 3 to 5 lifts of that heel and lower. Lift the toes and lower. Lift the toes and lower. 2 more at your own pace. And then we'll begin to roll to the right side of our body. Hands come on top of each other in line with the shoulders. 3 open books at your own pace, opening the palm out to a T with the left side, and then circling back on top of each other. And if I'm moving too quickly for you, just slow it down. One more when you are ready. And then our palms will come to meet. Begin to shift your way onto your belly. Make sure that left knee is in line with the hip. And we're going to come back down onto the chest, elbows squeezed in. 3 lifts of your left heel and internal rotation of our left hip. And as you finish the last one, squeeze your elbows in a little bit more. Lift lower high cobra 3 times. Maybe take a breath in as you rise up into your back bend, and a breath out as you wave back to the earth. And then begin to gather up your core, squeeze everything up, lift into a modified plank, kick your left leg straight back and cross it over your right and sit back into puppy pose with the hips lifted high to the sky. Take a breath or two here as your forehead melts to the earth. Walk your hands a full handprint back, tap your left knee to the left upper arm bone and then cross it behind the left, sit back. Tap that left knee to left arm bone and then cross it over, sit back. So we're just moving super fluidly. Tap left knee to left upper arm bone and then sit back. And on this last one, we're going to step our left foot to the pinky toe edge of our left hand. Tuck your back toes, lift your right knee up off the mat, hands to a block if you need them, but reach your left hand to the sky or your waist. Roll to the pinky toe edge of your foot 3 times, and then each time between coming back to your plantar fascia. Good, stepping back down, and then one more time, roll to the pinky toe edges, and then stepping back down. Wave your left hand back to the mat, step your right foot up and then left foot back, and we're going to take 3 rocks forward and back. And then we're going to place the weight into our left foot, drive your right heel up high to the sky, prioritize the spine, keep your heart long, square your hips together, magnetize them towards one another. And then sink your right foot back to the earth. Step into downward facing dog. Bend your right or left knee and then right knee. Left knee, then right knee. Left knee, and then right knee. And then we're going to cross our left foot on top of the right. Wherever your left hand is, roll your heels towards that side of the mat and then start to sink your hips to the earth. Come to easy seat. Hands or no hands, roll all the way back to your back. On a breath in, stretch your arms overhead long, toes out long. And on a breath out, hands come by your side. Pull right knee into chest. Last, fullest expression of our flow, we're going to take 3 lifts and falls of our leg up and down. Last one, roll to the left side of your body. Both hands come on top of each other. 3 open books at your own pace. And on this last one, palms will come to meet. Roll to your stomach. Hands come by your rib cage. 3 lifts of your right foot. And then as your foot falls for the last time, 3 cobra waves. Lift your heart up, take a breath in. Wave your heart down, take a breath out. 2 more. And then on the last one, wave the heart to the mat, gather up your core, everything lifts together, stretch your right foot straight back and cross it over the left, sit back in puppy pose, stretch your arms out long, forehead to the mat. Walk hands back, tap right knee to right upper arm bone and then cross back for 1. We're going to take 3 of these. Tap right upper arm bone and then cross back, sit back 2. And on the last one, cross back and sit 3. Good. Right foot to pinky edge of your right hand. Lift your back knee up. Left hand to the floor or block, reach your right hand high. So this time we're going to either just stay on pinky toe edges or maybe start to reach towards the back foot and lower your back hip a lot and then come back. Good. Circle back onto pinky toe edges of your feet and sink that left hip towards the earth a little bit or a lot and then come back up. Pause for a moment at the bottom. One more time, sink and find that fullest expression of that pose and then come back to center. Circle your right hand back to the mat. Step left foot up, step right foot back, and take 3 rocks forward and back. Forward, and then maybe really pulling and finding the biggest stretch here that you can tolerate. And then on the last one, we're going to begin to lift that left heel up high to the sky. So maybe keep the left hand grounded to the floor of the block and take your right hand to your waist. Bend your right knee a little bit more so you can tolerate this IT band stretch. Maybe even see if you can reach your right hand to the sky for a revolved half moon. Really prioritize the spine. Circle your right hand back to the mat and then softly sink your left foot to the floor. Step your right foot back in down dog. Bend your left knee and then your right knee. Left knee, then right knee. Left knee, and then keep the right knee bent as you cross your right foot over your left. Feel a big stretch. Roll your heels towards the right side of your mat. Sink your bum to the earth and then come to easy seat. And we'll take 1 more round on the opposite side. Lower all the way onto your back. Stretch your arms overhead long. And then exhale, place your hands by your side. Pull your left knee into your chest. 3 hamstring stretch waves, pulling back down Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, pulling back down. One more. Lifting up and then pulling down. Roll to the right side of your body. Hands on top of each other, 3 open books at your own pace. Maybe starting to feel how different these feel from the first round that we took. And I encourage you to come back to this practice several times just to see how different your body feels over the span of a month, 6 months, even a year. On this last one, both hands on top of each other, we're going to roll to our stomach, finding our cobra hands by the rib cage, elbows in, and then lift the left foot 3 times for internal rotation. And then on the last one, we'll sink the foot down, 3 cobra waves, lifting your chest a little bit or a lot. And on the last one, we'll wave down, gather up the core, everything lifts up into a modified plank. Stretch your left leg back and then cross over the top or the back of the right leg, sit back in puppy pose. And then we'll lift our gaze, walk our hands back a full handprint. We're going to take that left knee, tap the left upper arm bone, cross over the right leg and sit back. 2 more at your own pace. And on this last one, we're going to step our left foot to the pinky edge of our left hand, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, hands to a floor of the block, but reach that left hand up to the sky or grab the waist. Roll to the pinky toe edges of your feet, stay here, or maybe sink your right hip a little bit or a lot towards the mat and reach your left hand towards the back edge of your mat and look back. Come back to that lunge shape, and then we'll sink over to the pinky toe edges of the feet and lower the right hip a little bit or a lot. And we'll take one more, maybe really deepening into that stretch if it's available for you. And then we'll come back into our revolved lunge. Circle your left hand to the mat, step your right foot up and your left foot back. We'll take 3 rocks as deep as you feel comfortable. Maybe slow this last set down. And on this last one, the weight comes to our left foot, hands to the floor or block. Drive your right heel up, keep your back long. Maybe take your left hand to your waist and start to open your gaze over to the left side of your mat. So bend your left knee as much as you need to keep your back straight, and then see if you can play with lifting that left hand to the sky for a revolved half moon. Big IT band and outer hip stretch. Circle left hand back down to the floor, step your right foot to the mat and then left foot to the mat. Come into downward facing dog and bend the right knee and then the left knee. Right knee and then the left knee. And last one, right knee and then left knee stays bent as you cross your left foot on top of your right. Think about where your left hand is. Circle your heels to the left side of your mat. Roll all the way onto your bum. Hands or no hands to assist, roll all the way down onto your back. And on this last one, we're just going to stretch our arms over our head long. And as we exhale, we'll find a final resting pose, our full Shavasana. So flip the palms to the sky, let the feet just fall open. And we'll take about 10 breaths here. Just begin to relax and receive the benefits of your practice today. And then begin to just stretch your arms overhead one more time. Deep breath in and then roll to one side of your body. And let's rest here for just a moment to find some gratitude, just to say thank you for anything that's calling to you today. And we'll meet in easy seat when you're ready. Feel free to keep your eyes closed. And we'll end our practice today together by sweeping our hands over our head high. And let your palms come to touch. Draw your thumbs down over your third eye, all seeing, all knowing, into your heart center, and bow into your inner light. Thank you so much for practicing with me today.